Ever feel like your brain just won't quit? Like it's stuck on this loop of what ifs and worries? Yeah, I've been there. But you know what? You are definitely not alone in this. And today, we're talking about practical ways to tame that anxiety and how to find a little more peace of mind.
You're so right. It's kind of like everyone experiences anxiety at some point. In fact, did you know that almost half of all people deal with anxiety symptoms? It's wild.
It really is. It's like this universal thing. But we don't always talk about it. So let's jump right in. Let's talk about something super simple but crazy powerful that we can do to calm those anxious vibes, like right now. And that is our breath. Seriously,
Yeah.
our breath.
I know, right? Sounds almost too easy. But honestly, how we breathe has a direct impact on our nervous system.
Yeah.
Think about it. When you're stressed, like really rushing to meet a deadline or something, what happens to your breath?
Oh, it gets all shallow and fast. Like I'm trying to suck in the entire world in one gulp.
Exactly. And guess what? That kind of breathing, without you even realizing it, triggers your body's like fight or flight response.
Wait, so even though there's no, like, I don't know, saber-tooth tiger chasing me, my body's reacting like there is.
100%. Your body's like, danger, danger. But that's where conscious breathing comes in. It's like telling your nervous system, it's cool, we're good.
So deep breaths are like my secret weapon against that inner alarm bell.
Exactly. And there's actual science behind this. They did this study at Stanford, I think it was a while back now, but they found that just 10 minutes of focused breathing every day significantly lowered anxiety levels.
10 minutes. Okay, see, now that feels doable. But what do I actually do for those 10 minutes? Like, walk me through this magic breathing technique.
It's all about slowing things way, way down and breathing deep. Imagine you're inhaling calmness and exhaling tension. So breathe in slowly through your nose.
Okay, got it. In through the nose.
Hold it for a few seconds and then exhale slowly through your mouth.
Like I'm savoring a delicious breath of fresh air or something.
Yes, you got it.
I used to think this whole deep breathing thing was kind of, I don't know, hokey. But then I tried it during a really stressful week, and I was actually surprised by how much calmer I felt.
Right. It's amazing what such a simple practice can do. And the coolest part is you can literally do it anytime, anywhere. Feeling overwhelmed in a meeting. Deep breaths. Stuck in traffic. Deep breaths. It's like your portable calm down button. You always have it with you.
It really is like having this little superpower in your pocket, right? Like, oh, things are getting a bit crazy. Deep breaths, activate.
Totally. Okay, but we've covered breathing, which is awesome.
Hmm.
But what about those thoughts? The ones that just spin around and around in your head.
Oh, you mean like when I'm dreading that presentation next week and I'm already thinking, what if I totally freeze up?
Yes, exactly that. That's where mindfulness swoops in to save the day. It's all about hitting the pause button on that constant chatter in your mind.
So instead of stressing about that presentation, I should try to focus on something else.
Yeah, but not just anything. It's about shifting your focus from like what if to what is. What's happening right now in this moment? Like feel your feet on the floor. Notice the sounds around you.
It's like hitting the reset button on your brain, right?
Yes, exactly. And there's some pretty amazing research on this. Like Harvard did a study that showed that practicing mindfulness regularly not only makes you less anxious, but it actually boosts your overall well-being.
Okay, so it's not just about feeling less bad, but actually feeling better overall. I like that.
Right.
Okay, so deep breathing, mindfulness, these are going straight into my anxiety toolkit. But you know what else gets my anxiety going? It's those negative thoughts, those I can't do this or I'm going to mess this up thoughts. How do we deal with those?
Yeah. That's where we have to become masters of reframing
Hmm.
because our self-talk, that voice in our head, it has a huge impact on how anxious we feel. If we're always telling ourselves we're going to fail, no wonder we feel anxious.
So what? We just tell ourselves we're awesome all the time, like fake it till we make it.
Well, not exactly. It's more about challenging those negative thoughts and trying to replace them with more helpful ones. More realistic, maybe.
So instead of freaking out about bombing that presentation, maybe I say, okay, I'm nervous, but I prepared for this and I can do it.
Exactly. It might feel a little weird at first,
Yeah.
but honestly, over time, it really does start to sink in. There was this study, it was in the Journal of Cognitive Therapy, and they found a direct connection between positive self-talk and feeling less anxious. It's like we have this power to actually change how we feel just by changing our thoughts.
Okay, that is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. But I like it. It's like we're not stuck with these negative thoughts. We can actually choose to think differently.
Right. But, it's not always easy to control our thoughts, especially with the world we live in. I mean, think about it. We're constantly bombarded with information, news, social media. It's a lot.
It's like information overload 24/7. No wonder people are feeling anxious.
And it's not just the amount, it's the type of information too, right? Like, are you scrolling through social media comparing yourself to everyone else's highlight reel? Or reading news articles that just fill you with dread? It all adds up.
It's like we're feeding our minds a steady diet of negativity.
Exactly. Our mental health is just as important as our physical health. We all know that eating junk food all the time makes us feel sluggish and unhealthy, and it's the same with the information we consume. It's about making conscious choices about what we allow into our minds.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do we create a healthier information diet, so to speak?
Well, I think the first thing is awareness. Just start paying attention to how you feel after you read certain articles or scroll through certain websites.
So, like, if scrolling through Instagram makes me feel inadequate and anxious, maybe it's time to unfollow those accounts that trigger those feelings.
Exactly. You have the power to choose. You get to decide what you consume.
Hmm.
And choosing wisely can make a world of difference in how you feel.
It's almost like unsubscribing from anxiety, taking back control.
Love that. And you know what else can help us take control?
Let me guess, exercise.
You got it.
I have to admit, sometimes moving my body is like the last thing I want to do when I'm feeling anxious, but I never regret it afterward.
That's because exercise releases all those feel-good chemicals in our brains, endorphins. It's like a natural mood booster.
It's like a happy pill, but without the pill. And it's not just about feeling good in the moment, right? There are long-term benefits too.
Absolutely. In fact, there was a study a while back, I think it was at Duke University, where they found that regular exercise can be just as effective as antidepressants for
Mm.
some people dealing with anxiety.
Wow. Okay, I was not expecting that. So we're not talking about running a marathon every day here, are we?
Not unless you want to. Even moderate exercise, like a brisk walk for 20 minutes, can have a huge impact on your mood and your anxiety levels.
So find something you enjoy, something you can stick with, and get moving. It's like finding your own personal anxiety antidote, right? Something that works for you. So we've covered a lot of ground today, from breathing techniques to like literally changing our thoughts.
Mm.
If you had to pick just one thing for our listeners to remember about managing anxiety, what would it be?
Honestly, you are not alone. Anxiety can feel so isolating, but it's incredibly common. And the most important thing is you have way more power than you think to manage it. You don't have to just let anxiety run the show.
It's like we have the remote control now, right?
Yeah.
We can choose to change the channel.
Exactly. And it's not about never feeling anxious. It's about building those healthy habits, those tools we talked about, into your routine. Like make mindful media choices, get moving. Those things make a difference.
It's like we have to be kind to ourselves in the process, right? We don't beat ourselves up for missing a workout or, eating a cookie. So why do it when it comes to anxiety?
I love that. Be kind to your mind. And remember, even small steps count.
Yeah, those little victories add up. Well, on that note of self-compassion, I think we're going to wrap up this deep dive. Remember, you are so much stronger than you think, and you have all the tools you need to deal with anxiety. Until next time, take care.